Alright, I gotta fix our cams. I did just take us live, but I gotta fix our cams real quick.
Nice. Oh yeah, it's got to switch to the art layout.
Yeah, we're rolling with the audible here today, um, since not the whole party is feeling super good. So, Dan, if you want to use your cam, you can. I have it set up to do so, but if you don't want to,
Um,
that's fine too.
yeah, let me go warn my wife that my cam's gonna be on, so we don't get banned all of a sudden,
Yep,
and I'll be
yep,
back.
yep, yep, yep. Um, But yeah, so today I think we're gonna just be hanging out, talking character art. Um, I'm gonna be sculpting some of the Mad Lads here. I've got Roma up, I've got McKeet up, and I've got yours truly, Nico, up. So I'll probably just do the usual thing of roaming through all those guys and noodling on them. We're making good progress on stuff, so. And I've got um, some of the party here with me, so we're also gonna kind of suss out um, what they want to do costume-wise for their characters and talk about some of that and just collect some reference and kind of shoot the shit. So should be pretty fun. Um, so bear with me here while I get the rest of our cam set up and our layout fixed up here. Um, we kind of shifted last minute, so just gotta very quickly get our windows cropped. But here we go.
Crop top season? What?
That's right. Let's go. There's Kai. Uh, I gotta switch icons here,
I haven't had a haircut in like over a month, and like look at how much longer it is like over on this side. Like
Dang, bro, me too. Sheesh.
Whoa. Yeah.
like if I didn't have the layering, like that's how long my hair would be over this.
Nice.
Nice.
Dude, me too,
Gotta.
Kyle. Check this out. It's gonna blow your mind.
Nice. How often do you wash your hair, Dan?
I shampoo it usually once a week,
Oh,
especially because I have fine curly hair. It just doesn't get as oily,
We
and
are
also you don't want to over clean it and snap your ends off.
we are live, by the way, fellas. Just so you know.
Hair care is allowed on Twitch.
Of course. And honestly, I encourage it. I'm just giving Kyle a heads up since he just
Oh
bro,
yeah,
you know how I get.
yeah.
yeah. Off cam, dude, just swinging those those bombas, you know.
Yep. I'm gonna turn off my autosave here. Um, Dan, maybe if you don't mind, would you mind maybe collecting and sending me some Cade
Oh yeah, yeah,
costume
yeah,
ref and stuff
yeah, yeah.
today?
About to hit you with a lot of that.
Nice, dude. That sounds great.
I have a bald spot. Would you tell me?
Yeah, I would. Turn
I'm
around
good,
so we
bro.
can see the crown.
No,
That was all top.
I'm not
You
doing
gotta see
that.
the crown.
I'm not doing that.
My hair's always been pretty thin on this one side,
I
but
would tell you though
I'm getting
that
that too, Ty.
yeah.
you can talk to your primary care physician and ask them to send your finasteride prescription to Marco Rufio. What's that guy? The billionaire from Shark Tank.
Mark
First of all,
Ruffalo.
Rufio is from Peter Pan.
Well, Pan, excuse you, and Hook. But yes, continue. You are the Pan. One of the most goated characters in all cinema. But anyway, the point is that you can get a lot of prescriptions. This is not an ad read, but I happily would, Mr. Rubio, reach out.
Oh,
But because I have used it in the like, you save a buttload of money on prescriptions, certain prescriptions. You can see what they have available and instead of like $80 or $70, it's literally a tenth of that. I pay $750.
That actually reminds me of a good point. So first off, congrats fellas on affiliate, because we hit that like super quick, which is insane. Like we had 30 days to hit all the metrics, and we hit them in like 16. Um, so big congrats on that front. But one of the things I may start doing is turning ads on the stream, though probably not very many, because I don't like a lot of ads.
God.
I just would whatever options you have is no pre no pre-roll
Pre-roll.
ads, because
Okay.
if I click into a stream and I get served an ad, there's a 80% chance I'm gonna back out
Yeah,
unless the thumbnail of the stream was like juicer.
I'm with you, and I do think we have some control over that. So um, we could talk more about that a little bit later. But I
I
think.
T- Ty turned on the stream and I was like, bro, who is that behind me? I was like, who is in my house?
Oh, Roma.
Because
Roma.
Roma's like silhouette. Like, look, I'm over here to the side. Wait,
Terrifying.
over here?
Over on the other side, yeah.
Yeah.
Very scary. I could see that happening, yeah.
Spooked me.
Um, but
You
yeah,
just
so uh,
mess with paint.
so okay, Kai. I spent some parts of this afternoon. Let me pull my pure ref over here. Uh, I spent part of this afternoon collecting a whole big slew of Roma references. Let me quickly hide something in stream here so we can get a good look at it.
I got a quick question. If I send you a pure ref file, do you need like a zip with all the pictures that are in it,
No,
or
no,
can I
no.
just send?
You can send me
Does
pure
it,
ref.
does it embed the pure ref?
You can send me pure ref because what I can do is I can copy and paste from your pure ref to mine. And then I'll have it
Well,
all
I
in
mean,
one
like,
place.
but the pure ref saves the images in it if I just send the pure ref file,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I never have tried that before. So
Yep, yep. You'd be all set. Um, so Kyle, I went through today and I found all slew and all manner of cool outfits that I imagine Roma might wear, just based on some of the stuff we've talked about already and some of what you sent. So figured I'd pick your brain this evening. We can look through some of these and maybe take little bits and pieces of some of them to kind of formulate an outfit, you know.
Mhm.
Um, but I found lots of stuff like there's a little bit of everything here. There's like a lot of like kind of traditional Ukrainian garb, traditional like Romanian folk garb. There's Turkish stuff here. Um there's like some Greek stuff here. There's a little bit of everything. But I I sort of like found some patterns and things um that I thought might look good on Roma, like and some of these like I know part of the reference you sent me initially was like some of this like blanket type material that kind of went over her shoulders um and also like just jewelry and beads and like you know I don't know if I'll get this I won't get this ornate on the headgear necessarily, but um bits of jewelry we
Oh,
can
that's cool.
add and
Are those all the brushes that they used?
yeah, this was a
That's
nice
a
little.
really cool breakdown.
Yeah, it's
oh,
awesome.
this is the IMM.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Um, but yeah, so I figured we could just kind of look at this um, I don't know, do any of these in particular like grab you or could you see Roma in any of this stuff?
Yeah,
Even
the
just
if you go to your left, that orange single clasp shawl to your left.
this here,
Maybe it would be your right other direction.
the other direction.
That one, yeah.
Okay,
I like that a lot.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. And the way the cloth kind of sits, I think would be super nice. Do you like this color or maybe something else?
Yeah, I like that color. Closer to like an autumn color,
Nice.
like browned leaves and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Um, I
Cool.
do have that one magical item that might be a good representation for.
Sick.
Um, Something like that combined with like a wrapped head scarf is kind of what I was thinking for Roma.
Awesome. Yeah. And I also found like I'll have to show you. I put it on my Pinterest, but I found a bunch of textile reference that's gonna be just great to grab from for some of this, like if we want to do any of this kind of patterning or anything um, on the cloth itself. I thought that some of that could be really cool. Um, but yeah, cool. That gives me a good place to start. Um, so I figured this would be something like this would be sort of on the shoulders, and then if we want something um, like some kind of blouse or something like this inside, um, underneath that bigger capelet.
Yeah,
Um,
I could see that. Lots of layers and stuff like that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
sort of what I pictured in my mind for the character.
I loved this too, just like the idea of sort of lots and lots of beads and everything. Hello, Mervali. Welcome to chat. Um, but yeah, doing and then I know you mentioned too, and I think we've RP'd it out that she has lots of, or at least several golden earrings. So that's also
Yeah,
something that I want to represent.
I
Um,
figured she has so much ear real estate that I thought that was a nice thing
100%.
to add.
Yeah, I want to try actually doing some of this sort of not it wouldn't be quite this dense, this like netting, this like beaded netting. I want to do something like that on her ears here, I think. And like maybe go over the top of the head and then some of it drapes on the ears or um, something like that. Not too gaudy, but like at least have a little bit of that um, kind of represented. So
Can you do transparency in ZBrush these days?
uh, kind of. So I don't know if you can kind of see what's back there, or do you
Oh,
mean more of a material effect?
yeah, like a
Like
sheer fabric.
subsurface? Oh, sheer okay.
Sheer fabric.
Yeah,
In
just
ZBrush,
don't know.
you probably can't represent it quite as well, but I'm eventually going to be taking all these to either Blender or Marmoset, so I could do it in there, definitely.
I was just curious. I haven't used the program in half a decade.
Yeah, yeah. But we could definitely get something like that if you had something in mind. And feel free to send me something if there's like an idea in your head you want to try to represent. Um,
Yeah, maybe I could do some drawovers if I get my tablet out or
yeah,
something.
that'd be awesome. In the meantime, I might noodle on her hair a little bit and just start like doing a small detail pass here because I'm actually pretty happy with how the hair's sitting these days. Um, so I think a lot of what I want to do here is just like detailing stuff. Like I want to detail this eye wrap, this bandana, and then do like the jewelry um on the crown of her head and then over the ears and stuff and on the ears. So there'll be a lot of cool room for that stuff. Um, but uh, but yeah, how you guys digging the campaign so far?
I really, really like it. Um, I am definitely going to be excited for our first combat.
Yeah, me too.
Um, just because our last campaign was so combat heavy, and I like combat in D&D anyways.
Hmm.
Um, but I like the change of pace and the sort of bizarre, fantasy land as opposed to like the grimdark dungeons of death.
Yeah, yeah. We've talked about it
Nice to be
before, but
outside.
yeah, yeah. We could
Yeah,
we could actually touch grass in D&D.
touch grass. That'll be funny to me for a long time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I we've talked about it before, but Mad Mage is a fun campaign, but man, it was a dungeon crawler for real. It was a slog. Like every corner kills you.
The dark elf slash spider area was particularly gnarly.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and it's like I mean, I know Brett complained about it a couple times, but it's just um, a lot of fight or flight the entire time, and uh, and a,
Yeah.
and a lot of flight, and that kind of gets frustrating. Um, that said, I mean, I think we like I still freaking love that campaign, and we made good RP moments in that campaign. Um,
Yes.
but uh, but yeah, this one is a nice change of pace for sure. Um, I've been like really digging the cute little carnival games and stuff, so it's been cool. But yeah,
Luckily, I'm in another campaign on Sundays that is really combat heavy, so I get to alleviate my bloodlust there.
yeah.
What type of character do you play there?
And that one I'm playing a wizard, playing like a human wizard. That one's not. I don't have to hide any spoilers for that. That's the one I'm playing the Ratatouille wizard, where I'm a
Oh,
wizard with a
nice.
rat under his hat that helps him cast spells.
That's amazing. Has anybody found you out yet, or have you dropped any
No.
breadcrumbs yet?
Kinda. The DM knows, and he's been helping. I've snuck some table scraps for the rat, and I've had to make sleight of hand checks and like a private DM chat, which
Oh,
has
that's
been nice.
awesome.
Nice.
That's very
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, I had a character once that was it was in a homebrew campaign, but long story short, there were like triclopses that basically were the Roman Empire, but they had like technology,
Uh-huh.
sort of Fire Nation esque. Like they were the best, and they wanted everyone to know it.
Uh-huh.
And my character was one, but everyone hated him, like the race. So like, if you're a triclops, dude, we don't want none of you. So he wore like a head wrap, like a turban, all the time.
Hmm.
Um, and so it was like I would talk about it,
Yo, Smiko,
but not
thanks
be
for the
like,
follow.
am I quiet?
No, you're good. Sorry, I was saying thanks for the follow to Smiko and to
Oh,
Miravali.
you said Smiko. I thought you said speak up.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah. No, you're set. Appreciate
um,
the follow, guys.
um, but yeah, to just like mention the hat and not be like he adjusts his hat and make sure it covers the middle of his forehead. Like to just mention it enough that after it's revealed, you're like, oh,
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah, because
that's a good.
that's what you want, right? Is not like, yeah. I always wondered why you weirdly talked about like rubbing your face all the time, how
Yeah,
itchy you were, like
right.
the
That's
seating just enough to like hint without. And that's part of the fun, especially when you have something that's a secret with you in the DM from the other players.
yeah, the reveal is always so satisfying too. Um, Smiko, I mostly use Max. I have used Maya before, but I really like Max's stack and the ability to kind of like
Backstack,
work
baby.
non-destructively. So I primarily use ZBrush and Max, but that's nothing against Maya because there's some very good tools.
No, I'm against Maya.
But
Maya for everything other than keyframe animation. Get it out of here, dude.
it's got a pretty good unwrap tool set in it too. But
I've never unwrapped a thing in my life, and I never will. Procedural textures of the future.
that's right. Let it do it for let the machine do it for you. Um,
I downloaded Deep Rock Galactic on another computer, and that game is like 500 megabytes. I
oh
was
yeah.
shocked.
Is it mostly procedural? It's not
Yeah,
Yeah,
really though, is
they
it?
just don't have texture files.
it's all just a shade. It's all just like a low poly shader
Oh no way. That's cool.
because
Yeah.
it complements the art style, so it's all basically just flat.
That's like how Valheim
Um,
was, because Valheim was like 20
yeah.
kilobytes or something.
Well, Valheim's just like there's like 256-bit.
Yeah, yeah. They
Maya's
use.
got a lot of Maya's got a lot of power in the node editor. If you get familiar with that, it's almost like having
Sure.
the blueprints editor or Kismet.
Yeah,
inside Maya.
is that called the shader, the hyper shader? Is that what it is?
No, this is just called Node Editor.
Oh, okay.
Maya has a weird thing where if you're doing scripting, um, so like in Unreal, it's like the blueprint editor is an intermediary between C++ and gameplay. So when you're manipulating the blueprint, you're actually manipulating C++. But
Sure, sure.
Maya is kind of the reverse. When you're scripting in Maya using Mel or Python, you're manipulating the node editor,
Mm.
and then that goes into the game.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. I that I have to learn Unity for for a project I just started on. Um, and it's funny you say that because I have to particularly learn how to do materials in Unity. Um, but like I guess they've only just recently added their node, like their shader graph.
Oh yeah,
Um, because before you would, script your shaders, or you would. I think they had some other options too, but
it was primarily script shaders. Yeah,
yeah, and
because we use Unity at my work, so
oh, okay. I
I'm a
was
little familiar.
and I was talking a big game like, oh yeah, I could probably figure some shader stuff out for you guys. But now I'm wondering if that was a mistake.
Well, you said
Game
probably.
game art is 90% fake it till you make it. Like,
100%, yeah.
like you just gotta have the confidence that you can pick something up.
Definitely. I will be watching YouTube videos for the next like a week and a half, and hopefully that will give me enough knowledge to be
Dude,
a
I
game
forget the
dev.
guy's name, but there's this dude on the Unity forums that is like the one true savior of Unity. Like, I think his name is Globus. He's got this hideous alien profile picture, but he knows everything.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
somebody will be like, "Hey, here's this weird specific situation that only happens, when the sun is at this angle," and he's like, "Oh, it's this."
Oh
He just
shoot.
knows, dude. He's cracked. He's not an employee. He just built different.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the kind of content that I'm gonna be needing this week to get me by
Yeah.
because
Well, if you
How
just are like setting up materials and stuff, you'll be good.
yeah,
It's not.
I
It's not that bad.
I need to set up a character um, with a mask that has Fresnel on it. So if I can, as long as I
Okay.
can do that, I can set that up in Unreal, no problem. But uh, I've never
yeah,
done
that's what
that
it's
in Unity, so hopefully it's
It's gotta
coming.
learn that syntax.
Yeah, yeah.
BRB.
Cool.
Uh, Damn, what was I gonna say? I
I've
was gonna say something. Oh yeah, we get to set up channel point rewards now.
oh yeah, yeah.
If
Um,
anyone, if you guys have suggestions for funny channel point rewards,
yeah, um, please post them. We need to get a couple emotes, custom emotes and stuff going too. So that's very high on my priority list for this stream. So um, we've gotten a lot of love in the last couple weeks from just the couple streams we've done. So we want to definitely make sure we return the favor there.
do you have the perpetual ZBrush license, Ty? Did you
I
snatch that?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I finally like I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I finally it got to the point where it's like, okay, I need to buy ZBrush. So I got by for a really long time without buying it. Like either the studio, like usually the studio I was working at had it, but then I started freelancing and
Yeah,
um, I just like I needed my own copy.
that was a big reason I picked up Blender for rigging and animating, so I could do freelance gigs and not have to tell the client like I need about $1,500 just to rent the 3D software for a month
Yeah,
to make the thing.
exactly. Yeah. Um, so let's see. I'm wondering if I can. So I could take this into max and start blocking out those clothes, or I could just rough a couple things in so we can kind of get a sense of how it's going to work. I think maybe I'll do that first. Um, I have, but I have some ideas for how I'm going to tackle some of this jewelry and stuff. Um,
Oh no! By turning my camera off, I swapped a cam order.
oh, that's okay.
Oh, never mind. Now
I'm
I'm in.
Dan
Oh,
now.
nice, you're good. Yeah. It sometimes
What
it's
did it feel like? That moment of power.
that that Dan moment. Um,
I felt pretty good, man. I felt the light.
the light of Lathander.
All your lifts increased by 45 pounds.
Oh man.
Probably with
By the
my
way,
shirt, but
I, by the way, Dan.
Dude,
This is a little bit of a future spoiler, but I can't not tell you guys. I'm just so gassed up on it. I was really hoping that one of you guys were gonna pick the priest song, um, for Nico to perform.
my character wasn't there, or he would have.
Yeah, 'cause it's a juicy one. It's probably my favorite one so far.
Nice.
Um, so big Lathander hours in chat. So Kai, I think I'm gonna do something like this, but maybe like out of beads or something. Here, just extract that to kind of get a sense of what it will be. Um, but I'll make it out of splines and actual like
Dude, spline workflow alone makes Max really good.
exactly, yeah. So it'll be like kind of a woven like rope kind of thing. And then off the front of it here, I want to do like little medallions or something. I think I've got some either something like this. These are more like almost like tassel-y looking things, or got a better example here somewhere. Something. These are kind of feathery, so those are kind of cool. But I was thinking something circular, like something medallion-y that would kind of hang off the front of her head there. I see this reference has like some kind of headband too. This
I actually
dwarf
really like that headband over the wrap.
uh, one of these.
The with like the blue and the orangey gold or
Um,
dark orange. Yeah, right there, with like the big hoops on it.
yeah, that is pretty cool. I think that's a Ukrainian, like a traditional Ukrainian thing from what I was reading. There's a
Nice.
couple good examples of that here too. Um, that might actually be a cool way to go. Kyle, what do you think about something like that?
Mm, like a headband over the wrap. Can you switch back to the sculpt?
Yeah. So it would probably go like this. And it might look kind of weird with the eye wrap as well
Yeah, I think
there.
that might be a little too
A
many.
little overkill.
Uh, yeah, line things. I like the hair and the scarf that you have now.
Cool, cool.
I don't think Roma as a character probably doesn't want to be too ostentatious.
Yeah, yeah, I imagined. Cool. I'm gonna make this scarf like this scarf is really temp. Like I threw this in here pretty quick, so there's no like contact folds or anything. But I want to do something like it, but just kind of longer and flowier. Trying to remember which one we were just looking at. Oh yeah, this. So yeah, um I'll probably do that in Max, but I'll just match mostly this. This has some like really nice shape language and folds and stuff too, so this will be a good one to really look at.
Do you use
The
Marvelous for clothes?
I have, but
It
honestly,
was really tricky. Like I tried to learn it, and I like with a trial, it
yeah.
was not for me, dude. It was just over my head, to be
U-
honest.
Usually I can get something that looks cool, but it takes me like 4 times the amount of time that it would take to just model it. It's just really fiddly for me, and I get lost in it really quick.
Yeah,
Um,
I felt the same way. It was
yeah, there.
really tricky. Do you just use like Max Cloth Sim, or
I,
do you just
honestly,
do it all by hand?
I do it by hand, man. I'm masochist like that.
You love to hear it.
I sculpt all the like so I have Fearne up here. I talked about this on stream before, but so here let me grab the latest Fearne. So all the cloth in Fearne here um was all modeled in Max first and then just turbo smoothed.
Very nice.
So it's madman shit, but honestly, it's just how I like to do it. This is actually a great like this is probably the best example where you can kind of see how I box modeled it.
Yeah.
And then
Do you take a blob and then like plane over it, or do you like throw a shell modifier on a plane after you're happy with the forms?
I'll throw a shell on the plane after once I'm happy with. So
Dude,
that's what I like about Max is because can work in a stack like that. And
100%. Keep it a stack.
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna switch. Kyle went off webcam, so I think it switched our. It's weird that
Hello, I'm back.
no, you're good.
Surprise.
Discord's just weird
uh,
like that where it switches us out, but it's no big deal.
Yeah. I got my
Shuffles the
AC
order.
cranked, bro.
Oh, did y'all see this latest McKeat? She got golden eyes, bro. Super pumped.
Ooh.
So I still got lots to do on this, um, but I started figuring out the hood and the face shape and stuff. Let me pull up, because Kaylin sent me a lot of good reference for this character.
just pictures of cats.
Oh, yeah, well, there are several pictures of cats, yes. She sent me these. Um, but, oop, uh, GDS_L, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. But also, yeah, she sent me lots and lots of awesome stuff. So like all of this stuff gives me a really good idea of like the face structure and stuff that she's going for. It's almost like this Simba looking face structure, which is really really cool. And I've also just never sculpted a Tabaxi before, so I'm really hyped.
Yeah. The closest thing would have been your I wasn't a Power Rangers watcher, but that
Oh,
villain that you made.
the Goldar, yeah.
Ooh,
Mm,
he's a cat.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
cat-like, I guess. I guess I hadn't thought of that, but that's a good point. Um, old Goldar, he's my fave in the Power Rangers CU.
Dude,
Oh,
now
nice.
I got that riff just blasting through my head right now.
The Power Rangers riff.
Oh my goodness, it is a banger. It is a banger. But yeah, so I'll spline this for real when I actually do it, and so it'll actually look like rope and stuff. But um,
Do you use any plugins for splines? Like rope and stuff?
uh,
There's some really great ones that are free if you
is there?
don't.
Please send them
Oh,
my way, because I don't have any. The only modifiers I have installed at the moment, because I just got the new Max, are
oh,
clone.
23?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I like it quite a bit actually.
yeah. So far so good. It's a lot less buggy than the last version I had, so um, but just keep detailing this hair since I'm almost finished the front here. But
Around here. Sorry. You guys know I'm a big Counting Crows fan.
Oh my boy.
I'm a big crow head.
big big crow head.
Caw!
Oh, um, I don't think I've told you guys, but I've already figured out what my next character is gonna be for
For the snow
Icewind
campaign?
Dale. Yeah.
Oh.
Very
I was like, are
nice.
you expecting to die at the carnival, bro?
No,
Like,
I'm not. I I'm gonna ride all the rides that I'm the appropriate height for on at the carnival. I'm going to be as safe as possible at the carnival. But no, Icewind Dale, I have um, my Viking metal priestess and or paladin and or whatever the party needs. I have a couple ways that I can build her, so but I already have like some cool ideas for her and stuff.
Although if you're using, I just realized if you're using 2023, I don't know if the plugins will work.
That's okay. Send them my way. Sometimes they'll they'll still work, and sometimes they'll just do a little update later. I know they exist. Um, that'll get
Um,
me started.
I ended up finding them because I was looking. I did a game jam a little bit ago. You guys might remember. Um, but we wanted to do like a sort of abandoned temple sort of thing for a section of one level. And so I was like, man, instead of hand placing all these, there's got to be a way I can just like pick 2 points and then hang a, you know,
Oh yeah, that'd be
um,
awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
like
So
do a little arc.
yeah, exactly.
That's yeah.
Some dangles.
That'd be honestly great for this because there are some places where
Yeah. Well, especially I don't. I mean, obviously Kyle's choice, but like nose to ear,
yeah.
like that style of like ring chain.
Oh yeah, I
Um, I don't know what that's called, but whatever that is.
actually let me pull up because I have so honestly this Viking metal lady I was talking about for my next campaign. I'm basing her off of a sculpt I did a long time ago. Um, so I could bring it up here, but she has one of those. So I was gonna ask Kai if Roma would have something similar. But let me
And you
pull her
just
up.
yoink it.
Yeah, yeah. Hers is more made of bone, so I probably wouldn't use the exact same
Ooh.
one unless Roma would wear. I don't know if Roma's too keen on wearing bones or fangs or anything like that. It's a little bit more barbarian or
She would
something.
wear that, dude.
She would?
No, she would.
Oh, okay. Cool. Let's see. This is an old version of it, but that's okay. Uh, so she has this. Actually, I could probably grab at least part of this, but she has like one of those. She needs like
Ooh.
an actual stud there, but it's kind of the idea.
What's up, dude?
Let me switch back to.
What did you want? You asked for an actual stud.
Uh, Jesus.
Yeah, I was trying to follow your. I was trying
I
to
was
follow your
like, who are you
bit there,
talking
Dan.
to? That's yeah. I walked right into that. um, nice. Yeah, this is gonna be really cool, Kai. This is a cool character.
Just wait. She'll get cooler.
Man, there's something about concept art of characters with like flat shading on them that I just love.
Yeah, me too. Oh, have you all looked into the artist that I just sent that commission to?
Did like a 5 minute quick scroll.
Okay, let me see if I can find her. I can shout her out on the stream here. Um, and shout out that her commissions are open. So, Annalise Jensen, pull up her Twitter page here. But her commissions are open, and she does really cool work. So we just put in a commission to her for her last for our last campaign characters. So we're gonna get a set. Hopefully, if she takes the commission and all goes well, we're gonna get a set of our characters in this style, which is her flat color style, which looks freaking amazing. So I'm really pumped about that. Shout out to Annalise. Really like your work.
Yeah, the different like vibe that each character gives off just with their expression
Yeah.
is nuts.
Oh
Like,
man. And I tried to detail in our commission request kind of like, our character's personality somewhat
yeah.
um, and all that
So
stuff.
was this just like a request for a quote, or was this like a bid, if you will?
So this was just like she's opening commissions up, but she needs like a brief basically.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Um, and so I put together a Word doc with all of our characters in it with some
Well, I
reference.
just didn't know if you had pulled the trigger because we all agreed to it like
Yeah, yeah.
8 months ago, and then it just kind of
Yeah.
didn't.
So I'm still waiting to hear from her so like when I sent that, I sent it pretty quick after she opened her commissions,
Hmm.
but I haven't quite gotten confirmation yet on, if she's going to take the job. It is a big job. It's 6 characters or 5 characters, 5 characters. Um so
Well, can we include like little ghost like Obi-Wan and Yoda looking on people's characters that didn't die.
uh, that would be hilarious.
No,
That
obviously,
it probably wouldn't fit the screen.
no.
Too many characters died.
Yeah, Brett and Kalen alone
Yeah.
really cranking up the body count.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Mad Mage. Mad Mage is a tough campaign. Goodness.
Now, even I mean, I, I don't know if Gregorio counts, right? Because he came back. So
He did come back. So I say he doesn't because at the time when we finished the campaign, he was alive. So.
true, Meggies.
Though, technically we did restore the world to a state where everybody lived, so um, maybe all of them can technically be.
It's true.
I liked some of our NPCs too. I'd love to commission even like generic Mad Mage NPCs like Wexlack and um, what was the little frogman that we
I don't remember his name.
uh, it's like it's not ghoul, but it's something like that. It's ool, like it's an ool sound. I don't
It
know.
is.
I'm really excited for the trivia
Oh, I know. I know.
session.
I've been trying to keep like better notes this time so that our D&D trivia gets a little easier. We'll we'll definitely have to do that on stream somehow. I've seen people do like really awesome trivia streams
Yeah,
where like
there's like websites that you can run it on, so you just stream the web browser that
oh that'd be rad.
like the questions are submitted into.
Yeah, yeah, that way we can do some like audience participation and stuff. I think that'd be super fun. But yeah, for context, our last campaign we did D&D Jeopardy after the campaign as sort of a palate cleanser, which was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was also really fun because like it called back moments from the very beginning.
Hmm.
Um, it referenced stuff that it was like I knew that wasn't important, and then nobody, because everyone was off by like a syllable or like a few letters.
The D&D spelling category, I gotta tell you,
That was hateful.
it's
Okay.
brutal. Spelling any D&D related content or lore is damn near impossible. Like any elven names or unless you're really familiar with the books or something and you just know how they uh
Yeah. Look, I'm a nerd, but I don't read. Okay.
yeah.
That's not true.
Like uh like even somebody as like famous as Drist, I guarantee you that like 60% of people would spell that name wrong if asked. Like it,
Actual factual, dude. I don't know it.
yeah, and he's a pretty like familiar character. Um, so like so Zerk was like throwing all kinds of crazy names at us, and we got them all wrong pretty much. But
There was a couple that I think we clutched out, but and then one or two that we kind of like slid in on.
yeah, sure, he like
Like
gave it to
just
us. That's gonna be cool. Man, remember the last set of these I did that Aldrich sculpt took me so freaking long, and Brett was like, and uh, Brett was very critical early on of the Aldrich stuff I was doing, which was really good because he gave me really good feedback, and um, it was sorely needed too because when I started, uh, I had Aldrich looking kind of hobo-esque, and I let
I
Brett
mean, if
kind of
anybody was.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But I let Brett kind of take the art direction reins, and um, he came out way better for it. He turned out. I really like how he turned out, but I credit that a lot to Brett's insistence that um, he just gave me a lot of reference and a lot of good stuff. So Stuff was way fun. I just love
Gotta
these.
be the whiplash of Tyler spending hours on these busts and then characters just die.
Oh my goodness, dude. Yeah.
That's why you need to play the healer so that you can keep the characters that you like to sculpt the most alive.
That was pretty heartbreaking when uh like Gregorio died and well, I mean all of them, all the character deaths were bad, but oh man, I mean so for context, the party TPK'd on a purple worm
It was not
and
just a purple worm; it was like
a
It was
legendary
the
purple
purple
worm.
legendary
an Alaskan bullworm.
Alaskan bullworm.
there, there were SpongeBob memes for weeks after that happened. Uh, but yeah, so we lost Aldrich, Marceline. I mean, we lost everybody. We lost Gregorio and Fenlip, but Gregorio.
Tell him what happened, Ty. Tell him what you did to my character.
Okay, so well, so each person in the yeah, that was pretty brutal. Each person in the party was going down to this purple worm one by one. He was like swallowing them, and when I mean when he swallows you, there's like nothing you could do, right? It's like 10d10 points of damage. You're lucky if you don't just insta die. And he's a huge creature, right? So it's pretty hopeless. But anyway, so one by one our characters are going down to the point where it's just Fenlip, my character, and Abrian, Kyle's character left. And we're just like in the back of the room deciding if we want to run or if we want to continue to fight. And like at this point we're like glassy eyed, like we're like almost in tears because our party of a year and a half or 2 years is like about to wipe. And and my character I think it's Abrian's turn comes up and my character tells him go on, like I'm right behind you. So Abrian runs out of the room. Um, and my uh my character's turn comes up and he kind of foolishly thinks that maybe in some last ditch effort he'll jump into Ankala's. I think what I was thinking is that I would jump into Ankala and um like get everybody out with a rope trick or something. I don't know how that would have worked. It would never have worked. It was desperate.
It could
Um,
have though.
it was
It
super
could have.
desperate. And so Avrian runs out of the room, and Fenlip like jumps into the maw of Ankala, and I just insta died. Like insta took like 80 a hit of like 80 HP and went down instantly. And that and that's where we ended the session, and it was just like it was a thing, man. That was rough. I don't know that I don't know that Abrian ever truly forgave Fenlip for that. Maybe he said he did, but
I was genuinely emotionally upset after that session.
yeah,
Like I was pretty shook. Like that was probably the hardest.
that was really hard. That was a pretty tough session. Um, yeah, we were all pretty shook after that. And Zerk was a very good DM in that moment. He's like, "We're gonna take some time off to like decompress." He was like our caregiver after that session. Um,
The
he's like,
parties in hospice.
yeah, he's like, we'll come back in a couple weeks. We'll talk about what happened. We'll decide what the party wants to do from here. He was very good about it, but it was heartbreaking. Oof, yeah, we were shook after that. That was a tough one. So uh, we did end up coming back. Some of the characters came back. Fenlip and Gregorio came back, and Abrian came back. And some of the characters, some of our players rolled new characters. Um, but fortunately, we're playing Witchlight now, so we don't have to. It's a lot more lighthearted. Uh, Though I imagine we'll a year from now jump into Icewind Dale and do the same thing again.
It's gonna be really tough not to just finally just make like a pure um self-insert character for Icewind.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, is Kaylin here? I think
Mhm.
Yeah,
Kaylin's
she
here.
popped in just a second ago.
Oh, hey, Kaylin.
Oh, I
Uh,
figured I would come hang out. Well, where's my video? Hello.
that's awesome. Yeah, let me get you on stream here. If that's all right. Are you good with having your webcam on stream?
Yeah, I'm just doing some work stuff.
Nice. Let me go ahead and pull you up here. Bear with me, folks. Kaylin. I have to. I'm gonna find a better way. I think I could use like Stream Ninja or something. I need to find a better way to like manipulate our cams on the fly that isn't like me manually going into OBS. But that's okay. Cool. Yeah, you're in. Welcome to the stream, Caitlin. We were just reminiscing. You might have heard some of it. I don't know when you popped in, but we were just reminiscing about our TPK to Ankala.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it and I was like, what were they talking about that Adrian was here for? And then I realized it was Onkala. I forgot you were there for that.
Oh yeah, he was there for
It
that.
was
He was
it
the
was
I
only.
was
rough.
I was arguably the one who triggered the Ankala fights.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
I
that.
mean,
That damn Wyvern
it,
Claw.
yes, but I think it's fair to say we couldn't have gotten in there without the multiple uses of level 3 stone shape to dig through the wall.
that's totally true. We very much cheesed that floor and ended up in a boss fight that we should not have been in. And we also should have run like
I still maintain that we got scammed. Yo, how much HP does it have?
Archer's
Oh,
ridiculous.
30.
Oh, that's
30
right.
HP. And he's like,
That
oh, well, I meant percent.
30%.
It's like,
Yeah,
bro.
that was such a bummer.
Oh my goodness.
Unironically scammed. But in the end, I think it made for a good story, so.
It did. Honestly, I think our story ended up a lot better for it in the long run. But
Yeah, it was a crazy ride.
yeah. Because that story ended that way, the world ended, which made for a much more interesting story. Uh, and then we had to save the world post world ending and everything that like goes into that. And plus like 89B was such a cool character that like came out of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was super cool. I didn't plan anything other than that she was a good boy.
Yeah.
That was literally it.
Yeah.
And then Zerk went crazy with it.
Yeah, that was really cool. For context, Kalen rolled a Warforged after that because our uh pre-apocalyptic world invented Warforged to try to save themselves and
From the
failed,
Daemon
but
Scourge.
yeah. And what a what a depressing campaign. I
It
loved
was
that
so
campaign.
crazy.
Yeah. Much different tone than this one.
So far.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. We're
I
pretty
still don't
far.
trust him at any moment.
Yeah.
You wake up in Ankala's mouth.
Kaylin, I gotta show you the latest Makit. Not much has changed since what I put in Discord, actually, but she does have golden eyes now, so
Like,
pull her up.
oh, she's so cute.
Yeah,
I like her like pointy little goblin ears.
yeah. I'm gonna do like some fur tufts in here and everything, so that'll be like
Oh,
sort of the next step there. Um, but yeah, she needs like really fuzzy. They're very thin, like goblin-y things right now, but
yeah, her face looks really good.
awesome.
You guys with your sculpting ability.
It's Honestly,
It's
this is
just Ty. It's just Ty. Kyle and I don't have it.
Kyle can
Uh,
sculpt.
don't make
Kyle,
me don't make me pull up the WordPress from my student days.
that's right. Kyle got me into
It gets-
sculpting, low key. He did.
Man,
Um,
I hate going back to this WordPress thing, dude.
Kyle's a good sculptor. I remember going to his apartment once, and he was like working on this crazy zombie stuff, and he was doing like all the like the chunky viscera on their face, and it looked so good. And I was like, damn, dude, I gotta step it up.
I don't even think I have that around anymore.
That was good.
You want to? The earliest post on this WordPress is from 2011.
Let's go.
I still have my my old student WordPress up. I keep it up for posterity because
hmm
it's nice to look back on it. I actually I like you should send me yours too, Kai, because I like sending people that are like trying to get into the industry or something. I like sending them those old sites because they're basically unchanged from when we were students.
Yeah. Here, take
Yeah.
a look at this. You could probably pull this up on stream. I don't have anything to hide.
Yeah. Did you do you have it up on Discord or
Oh yeah, I
send
guess
it
I
to
can
me?
stream it, right? How does
Uh
that work? I posted a link in Mad Lads, but what would be
oh,
easiest?
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I next time I'll have it set up so that we can screen share and stuff, but here, let me just grab it here. So this is some
Some
OG.
old stuff.
Yo, see this boy can art.
I've been known to art
Yeah.
back in the day.
This is a good sculpt, dude.
I wasn't trying to take respect off of you, Kyle. You just had earlier just said something about like not modeling or unwrapping or whatever, so
Look at this skull.
I
Like
just sort of
this is I mean,
I have
this
none of
is
these skills.
Don't look at the tiling brick. Don't look at the tiling brick.
yo, look at
oh, brick texture, mamma mia.
this
I took
sucker.
the teeth there was a poly count
Oh, this is Adam
asset.
Haynes. Yeah.
Yeah, this should be the oldest stuff. I think you can go to the newer section. That's like a
Oh
concept
yeah,
thing.
I'm like scrolling down, which means it's getting older
Yeah.
here as I go.
Oh yeah, I sent you page 4.
Yeah. Should I go to page 1?
Yeah, if you just delete page 4 in the
Yeah.
address bar, it should take you to the
Here we go.
root.
Oh, look at
Oh,
that
this is
door.
like
That's sick.
this is like an old school like an AR puzzle or whatever. You
This
gotta
is
like inspect the element to figure the next page.
hmm
this
It's
is
No one
super good.
yeah.
no one uses WordPress anymore.
Yeah, WordPress was great when we were students, but it's kind of fallen off. But now Squarespace, I think people use, right?
Yeah, Squarespace is
Uh,
fantastic.
yeah, I'm pretty sure my website's Squarespace.
Yo, look at this simian, bro. Look at this humanoid ape.
Y'all put a lot more effort. I'm literally using Adobe Portfolio because it just auto loads everything from Behance.
Look at those toes.
That
What?
I didn't know Adobe had a portfolio thing, Caitlin.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot of customization. It's really frustrating, but I needed a job.
Yeah, I
So
get that. Kai,
Oh wow.
you got a lot of good stuff on here.
It's a early game developer portfolio when you see the Tommy gun, the
Yeah,
classic Tommy gun model.
You've got a Tommy gun and a military radio in here, so I know what I'm in for. That's awesome.
I wanted to be a character artist, but then I was like, bro, I can't do this shit.
No robots, dude.
No, that was Dylan's thing. We had to stay out of his.
Stay out of his
Out of
lane.
his turf.
It is kind of funny how we all like ended up doing something slightly
We
different.
could unironically have a pretty solid group from just our graduating class
Yeah.
as far as fleshing out the needs of a studio.
Caitlin, did you go to school for your stuff, or did you just are you self-taught or?
yes,
Okay.
it's half and half. I split my major, which was just digital media, between game design and interactive design. So that was mostly like graphic design and then a little bit of like print media stuff. But the UI stuff is self-taught. That was gross. Sorry, she burped and I thought she threw up, and it really scared me. But she's fine. She's good.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah,
throw up
so
with inspiration. You're the model.
so like half of it was all the UI stuff was mostly self-taught.
Nice. That's
My
awesome.
my major had a lot of flexibility, so I did a lot of independent study work to kind of play catch up because I picked UI my second to last semester, so I really only had like a year to learn it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me where like I thought I was gonna do animation for the longest time, and then just like literally like the last few months I ended up switching to character art.
Yeah, I thought I was going to do environment work, and then I did some architectural rendering outside of school, um, which was awful. I don't have the patience to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because we would we would get the models from like a rendering software, which was never optimized or anything. So then we would have to go through, unwrap the models individually. I would take real life photos to create textures that were from items we already had, and it was a lot
Oh
of
man.
me just being angry. So I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't work with
Yeah,
models.
that's a drag. Dequat,
It
thank
was
you so much for
cool,
the
but
follow.
yeah.
Um, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I mean, it was a lot of learning, but I like UI a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. Um, yeah, that was kind of where I landed. It's like I liked animation, but uh, Brett is just way better at sitting in front of a timeline and like it just takes so long. It takes so freaking long, dude. I don't know. Character art
uh,
takes a long time too, but in a different way.
did you guys ever know that Brett and I swapped finals?
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Brett did one of my animation finals, and I did one of his texture finals.
No shit. That is
That's
hilarious,
amazing.
dude.
For legal reasons,
Because
that's a joke. This is a
That's
yeah,
joke.
if you're a student, don't do that.
that is so
Um,
funny, dude.
but it was at the point that it was like end of junior year of the program, the equivalent. And so we both knew like I'm not gonna be doing this. Like I know the basics, I know like what they want me to know about it. I don't want to do it. So
Yeah.
so Brett and I swapped finals, and if I remember right, he got an A. Like the work I did got an A, and he got me like a B plus or
No
whatever.
shit. That's awesome.
That's
um,
amazing.
Yeah, that's
but
hilarious.
yeah.
When Zark and I first met, we met in a game design class where he was the main programmer and I was the UI artist. And we didn't talk to each other because he was too sassy, so I thought he didn't like me. Um, and then turns out when we finally met up, we both individually programmed, like scripted how the UI should work. So we had two completely different menu systems set up in different ways. So that was really cool.
Oh no shit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so
I
funny.
thought you hated me. I thought you hated me.
I was like, man, this guy is so mean to me. And then I found out that's just how he is.
It's
He's
just
just
That's a
sassy.
Helga Pataki syndrome.
That's right. That's right. He had the little Kalen locket all along.
Yeah, the bubble gum and uh, bottle cap sculpture in the closet.
That's so creepy. Helga Pataki should have been a,
Wild.
a cautionary
Should have
tale.
been
Should have been
arrested.
jailed. Yeah,
Yeah, she should have.
Oh my goodness.
they make juvie for a reason.
Uh-huh. No, yeah. Well, Zerk's not here to defend himself, so we can
Yeah,
just
so what I
continue.
say goes.
Yeah, so we can just
True.
continue to take
Isn't
over.
that how it goes anyway?
Yeah, true that.
Well, some things I don't care to argue about. So I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
The way you said that was really funny to me.
When did you get your first like industry job, Kalen?
About 4 years ago. It's actually the job that I'm leaving.
Nice, nice. Well, congrats though.
Yeah. I'm I'm excited. It's been a really cool ride, but I mostly do lead stuff, so it's not as much art as I want to.
Yeah,
So
I I hear that.
finishing a project is a good time to kind of switch things around.
Yeah, for sure. Good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. They released the customization showcase recently, which is amazing.
Ooh.
And I'm hyped for all the cursed characters people will make, that's for sure. I've made many.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited for one.
Do you
Oh my
wanna
gosh.
you wanna elucidate chat on well where you were or are currently
Oh,
leaving?
yes. Currently I'm the lead UI artist at Deep Silver Volition. So the past 3 years I've been leading up the UI team for the new Saints Row reboot, which has been awesome
Yeah, yeah.
and a
And
little intimidating to redo a franchise.
I yeah, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I used to play those Saints Row games freaking religiously. Like
It was really awkward in the interview because they asked me if I had played, and I was like, well, my parents wouldn't let me play.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, my dad was super pissed off at me the first time he heard the
Yeah,
dialogue.
yeah,
He did let me play it, but he would not let me play it at my grandfather's because he didn't want his dad to know that I was playing uh that
yeah,
game. But yeah, yeah. It's they're fun games.
yeah. They are. I love how weird they are.
Yeah, exactly.
You can play it really serious, but you can also play it really weird.
They embrace the wackiness for sure. Do you know
Yeah.
do you just by any chance know Justin Miller? He worked at Volition for a while. He was a character or a 3D artist, I think.
Uh, I don't know. I don't think I've heard of him.
Oh, okay. He's at Hi-Rez now. He's on my team, on the character team. But
Nice.
I
Yeah, I love Justin.
yeah, yeah, I've picked his brain about that project in the past because um what's
It's
the
crazy.
yeah, his claim to fame was he said he did the hovercraft. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's in Saints Row 2, the little hovercraft that you could.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah. There was definitely a point in the project where we were like, how much customization is too much? And then we had to seriously evaluate what we were able to put in
sure.
It
because,
doesn't exist. The limit is does not exist.
well, that's true.
Yeah,
I'll I'll share. Oh no. This is from the customization showcase, but I'll post it in the Mad Lads chat.
cool. Yeah, I'll grab it.
It's
Oh,
it's
thank you.
cursed, as in it's not safe for work.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay,
I don't know. I
so
don't
I
know if we
should
should
Like
share it on
like
stream.
not safe for work, or
It's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
close.
Oh yeah, I don't know
It,
if I should share that on
it,
stream.
it's a monster.
Uh, maybe
Let
you
me
could.
find a better one, a safer one
Can
that's
you?
not inappropriate.
What's the rules on posting that kind of stuff in chat? I don't know. Somebody would have to
I don't know.
elucidate
Let's
me. I don't know what
I don't think
Twitch's
TOS is gonna come
TOS.
after us just
Yeah.
yet. Just everyone
they
in chat be cool.
don't be weird about it.
Smoicha, I love that idea.
Smooch says VR D&D. DM has a god's eye view and manipulates little ragdoll minis to move players and monsters around. The players see the world from the perspective of their minis. That would be sick.
Oh, that's so trippy.
That'd be cool. Uh,
I'm ashamed of this guy. I'm deleting him.
you'd have to figure out how to get around all the motion sickness that would come with the DM
Yeah,
dragging you
DM.
from place
You'd
to
definitely have
place.
to put some sort of like smoothing in, or like
Yeah.
something to prevent abuse.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah,
no, don't do that.
yeah.
Just literally throttle somebody. And
That's a really cool idea, though. I like that a lot.
One of my favorite things from the Saints Row games is one of the levels. I don't remember which one it is. And you're like exploring around, and there's like how do I describe this? There's like it's like a sex dungeon, and there's like there's like a cube, right? So picture like a cube, but one of the walls is missing,
Uh-huh.
and there's a chair in the middle of the cube, and every wall of the cube has dildos on it.
Are you talking about? Okay, so there's two instances that could happen. There's the shop leather and lace where you buy sexy clothing, but there's
I can't
also a
remember that one.
dominatrix DLC.
It must have been the shop leather and lace. 'Cause I don't think I had the DLC.
You're telling
Just
me you didn't
walking
have
around
the
and seeing that,
Dominatrix DLC, Kyle?
I plead the fifth.
I don't believe you.
But I was just playing one random night, and I just saw that prop that someone had to 3D model
Yes.
and
Okay.
unwrap.
Yeah.
We used to have the dildo bat. Somebody made it in real life, and we used to have it framed in our keg room.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but then we had to take it down because, understandably, when kids come trick or treating for Halloween, we probably shouldn't show that.
Sure. Yeah, that makes
So,
sense. That's a good call in the long run.
but
Oh,
I did get to see it in person, and I was like, well,
that's
this is
awesome.
my job interview.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Epic Kitty, I am super late, but thank you for the follow. I'm way delayed on that because I forgot. But
when
thank you so much.
when I interviewed at High Res, I was in a they take you between a few meeting rooms and stuff like that, kind of around the office, and I kept seeing these post-it notes with little cartoon ants drawn on them, and I was like, what's up with the ants? Can I ask that? And they were like, people been leaving snacks out.
Oh my
People been
god.
leaving crumbs around the office.
Yeah, that that tracks honestly. Messy
Yeah.
office mates in that place.
So the worst part about not being in office is because of the nature of our game, we started making out of context quotes. So we have a post-it note wall of just all kinds of stuff that we just say randomly, and now we just quote each other in teams, which is not as
Nice,
fun.
right? Not quite the same. Doesn't hit the same.
Yeah. No, I went in there the other day and looked at the post-it wall, and I was just like, "This is my greatest creation."
I think some of our cameras are frozen.
Oh yeah, let me try turning mine off.
Uh,
Yeah, I tried cycling mine. It looks like everyone but Dan's.
okay, that
So
might.
what did you do,
What did
Dan?
you do, Dan?
Uh, I could probably. They probably just need refresh here. Maybe. I'll try turning mine on and off too. Um, real quick, I want to read this message from Smoich who says, the hard ops team for, uh, well, the place that they work. I don't want to out them if. I mean, I guess they put it in chat, but they said they held a hard surface modeling contest for robot dicks, which is amazing.
That is amazing.
Um, very, very cool. Here, I'm gonna switch to the starting soon, and then switch back to the stream, and hopefully that'll bring us back here. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, that seemed to do it. It's probably just my OBS being a little funky, but should be good now.
Can't wait for OBS to be obsolete.
I am. I gotta tell you, I am super impressed with OBS for what it is, and the fact that it's freeware,
Really free, yeah.
and how well it works. Like you could do freaking masking in OBS, and it has no business being able to do that. It's awesome. Um,
You have no right.
you have no right. Um, yes, Moich, we're all industry people. Um, Trying to leave IT for game dev right now. Want to do VFX and particles for games. Been getting feedback from Jason Kaiser, if y'all knew who that is. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the industry is, from what I hear, is hurting for VFX artists. So
They crave it.
yeah, that's a good
The
goal.
You got to put like VFX on everything. Like every time a sword hits something, every time a gun fires, every time like you level up, like everything in video games. Like if you put a little sprinkle a little
Sure.
VFX on there, it makes it so much better.
Oh yeah, I can't tell you. I've been on a few projects now too, where it's like, oh, well, just one of us will just do the effects, and then like two days later, they're like, nope, that was a bad
God damn it.
idea. Can't do that. We're gonna need to find somebody. So, um, Yeah, that's a good bet if that's what you're looking to get into. Um, very tech heavy thing. Yeah, it is. It is surprisingly tech heavy. It's just a lot of, I mean, a lot of what Kyle does. Kyle does like a lot of hands-on tech art stuff, and it seems like there's a similar skill set there. Am I right about that, Kai?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with VFX, it comes down to optimizing. Because VFX are just always a lot of stress on an engine.
Yeah.
Because just what they are by nature, like the even back in the day, like just using 2D cards for explosions and stuff like that means you're drawing the
Yeah.
explosion plus what's behind it. And now UE5's big thing is lit particles, so you can like throw a point light into a cloud of smoke and it'll actually light the cloud up,
Oh, that's
which is sick.
wild. That's so
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah. Um. Yeah, that is like a pretty technically difficult cross set of skills. So it makes it highly in demand, which is great. I mean, that's what you're looking to do. Um, that's a good bet for sure. Says yeah, you need to be a programmer and know like color and animation and stuff. Yeah, totally true. Hard time getting good shapes like texture, like in textures and stuff. Yeah, I could see that. I know there's a lot of, like trying to procedurally create. I don't really know eh, how our artists do it or like what they use for that stuff. I could make a cloud and I could do the cloud filter in Photoshop and maybe run that through some other filters to get something kind of flamey or something like that, but that's probably the extent of what I'd be able to do. That stuff's very technically challenging. Oh,
Video games in general were a mistake.
that's true. There.
This all should have remained pen and paper. Bringing computers into this
That's
was not a good idea.
maybe that's why we're also drawn to D&D because we just like need to get away from like health bars or something. I don't know.
What's funny, we play D&D on a PC,
I was gonna say,
emulating
yeah.
tabletop games rules.
I was gonna say like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great because it gets us away from the computer, but that's not even true. So,
Yeah.
If we live near each other, then that would be awesome. Like in-person D&D is a whole different vibe.
oh man, yeah. Well, we should definitely do some in-person
Dude,
sessions.
I've been muted for like 15 minutes.
I thought you were just showing us your stuff. I was looking at your
I,
dice and
well, yeah,
stuff.
because I was saying like, yeah, sure, we can't play in person, but that doesn't stop us from buying like tons
Oh, not at all.
of pretty physical dice that we can't really roll.
Dude, I bought all these cool dice for this campaign, and I haven't used them at all yet because I've just
um,
I
been
know.
annoyed.
I keep just clicking the thing in Foundry, and I'm
the,
like, no, I bought dice for this.
the only other thing I can think of that I said worth repeating, also that I can remember, was just that yeah, tech art is very cross disciplinary, and that you need to know some coding, some like some visual chops, and like color theory and all that classic stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Smush says I use Substance Designer as my filter stack. Yeah, that's awesome. That makes sense because if you need like any kind of procedural images and something you could iterate with quickly, it seems like Designer would be a good way to go for that. I've only kind of scratched the surface of Designer for like I think I wanted to do some embroidery on some cloth I wanted to do once, and that was just like a good way for it. But it, some of it's a little over my head. It's like I get the node based editor for procedural stuff. Like I've worked in the Unreal Material node editor enough to kind of understand what I'm doing, but there's just a lot in there that um, I don't know what it does, and I feel like I need to know. to get any good at it. Still super novice when it comes to that. I can do a mean substance painter, but as far as designer goes,
Yeah, I'm in that boat as well. Designer. Like some of my coworkers do some really cool stuff with designer, and I appreciate that because I don't.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely a good skill set to have. Um, Kaylin, if you I don't know if you have a Pinterest or a pure ref or anything you've made for Makit, but if you do, feel free to send it my way. Especially at the moment, I'm starting to collect stuff for outfits. Um,
Okay. I think I sent most of it to you
cool.
just in the DM,
Okay,
but
I do
I'll
have
look
that
for
stuff.
clothing.
Yeah, cool. I have that stuff. I think I've got a decent sense of what you want, but if there are any like specific like clothing call outs or anything, feel free to send that
Okay.
my way.
My way. Oh yeah.
I uh I do think I'm gonna start Cade here in the next couple of days too. There, Dan.
Good, because I've got some hot sauce brewing for you.
Let's go, dude.
Some boiling hot reference,
Boy,
Oh yeah.
like a Chili's hot plate.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Yeah, I'm here for
Chili's
it, dude.
hot plate. I haven't been to a Chili's in a while.
I don't even know if they still exist. It's just a line from Step Brothers.
Yeah, that's
I used
that's a pre-COVID restaurant. Is that still a thing?
I used to survive off the 2 for 20, like me and the person I lived with. Two for 20
Yeah, yeah.
entrees, dude. Idiots.
Dang, bro, you're ritzy. I'm still a four
That's
for four kind of king. You know what I'm saying?
that's a
Um,
fancy night out at Chili's when you're in college.
True though.
Smudge says on I have a pretty heavy programming background and did modding for Minecraft when I was a kid. I just have a weird mix of skill sets. Yeah, dude. That's honestly that's what it's all about. So.
Yeah. Honestly, that's kind of cool because Alpha Minecraft, like legit Alpha Minecraft, was a huge reason that I got into texturing and environment stuff because I was like, wait, I can like edit these files and make it look how I want, and so
Yeah.
I was like hooked from that point. Because at that point in high school, I was in like machine CAD, like AutoCAD stuff. So I already had like a taste of 3D. I was like, this rules, but man, I hate math, so let me do the creative version of this instead.
Yeah. I think of all the people that we went to school with that did Skyrim mods, um, like would just like 3D model swords and stuff. Caitlin, is that the IRL Makit?
Yes, she's bothering me right now for attention.
Nice. Um,
That's
Where's
funny
Cirque?
that he's cooking.
Attaboy.
um, it's funny that you guys were into that level of modding. For me, it was always like web development,
yeah.
which I guess is kind of close to what I do in real life.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. Yeah.
I learned just
yeah.
enough like web stuff to have like a tricked out MySpace, you know.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, tricked out MySpace.
yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
sorry, chat. Boomer alert.
Yeah.
30-year-old alert.
if if you yeah, if you know any CSS at all, your knees hurt for sure. So
Yeah,
I paid someone back in high school to make my MySpace page for me.
Genius.
nice. Oh man, yeah.
I
I
love that.
I okay. Uh so this is a really nerdy thing. So I was really into forums when I was uh younger. Like and
Dude, a good form still hits.
I made several of my own forums. I made a Nintendo fanboy forum where I did like game reviews and stuff. The writing was horrible because I was like 11 or something. But catch me on Envision Free like writing
That's sick, dude.
CSS layouts for my fan forums. Let's see. On the topic of game dev being a pain, Though I was talking to Thor from Pirate Software about how the ratio of dev time creating a game to player time to finish it might be the worst out of any entertainment medium. Games just take forever.
Facts.
Yeah, 100%. I made texture packs for the MMO servers in Minecraft beta when I was in middle school, as well as some item mods. MySpace was just before me. Real-time VFX forum is killer. Learned so much from there recently. A lot of people from Riot there. Yeah, dude. There's still some kicking. I mean, Polycount's still kicking. That was always like the big like 3D like game dev forum when we were coming up.
Yeah, that's. I would still probably send people there.
Yeah, 100, yeah, for sure. Um,
Somebody was like, "Where do I go?"
I mean, the community there has always just been like, if you're looking to learn and you're looking for feedback and stuff, like, it's a really supportive group of people for that. It always has been. And I think there's still a lot of core, like, dedicated people there that do that. Um, like, that was and I mean, that stuff's good for networking too, but um, yeah, that was always great for getting other artists, professional artists' eyes on stuff, you know. Um, but there are a lot of character models on Polycount, yeah, or character modelers. When I was there, I think it was more generally just 3D. Um, but I haven't been there in a while, honestly. I haven't checked it out, so I don't know kind of what the Polycount meta is like these days. But I imagine it might not be as specific as kind of what you're looking at with the VFX, the real-time VFX forum, but there might still be some people over there that could get eyes on your stuff. Um, I network with Discord now. I've talked to so many people over Discord. I would have lost my mind over pandemic without it. Yeah. It's
There's definitely some good game dev discords to get in.
100%. Yeah. Yep. And it's nice too, because um, for me, like Polycount or something can be a little intimidating. Like some of those bigger forums. Discord is nice because a lot of times you're dealing with a smaller community or like, you know, a more dedicated, like smaller group of people, um, which is just nice, you know. Oh man, Roma's hair is gonna look so cool. I'm so excited.
I've changed my mind. She has alopecia.
Oh my goodness, dude. I'm
Um,
deleting it.
Tyler, what I'm going to say is controversial, but also helpful. Don't work on the back of your hair because we won't see it in the render.
Yeah, but if I ever get around to 3D printing it, which might
I,
not
I'm
happen.
still waiting on the files
I
from
know, I'm so sorry.
Character One. We have a really nice Formlabs printer at work, so like I would have like some nice resin prints
Here,
if I get the files, man.
here's the thing. If the stream gets big enough, this has got to be our goal. All right, the stream's got to get
Mhm.
big enough so that we can pay somebody to make the sculpts 3D print ready for us. Um,
3D sculpts slash bus would be like the ultimate merch.
yeah, because there are like really good dedicated people that like just do that because it is a very difficult skill set, and it's like I did these couple, but honestly, like there are problems with them. Like I did Aldrich here.
Oh, I never saw the Aldrich print.
Oh no? Okay.
No,
Um,
I actually have the one that you took of like Fenlip next to the D20 saved on my phone still
nice. Um,
because it was just a good pick.
yeah, I'll have to take some pics of this. I don't know if I think I gave Brett one, but I don't remember. I really should because it's his character. Um, but I did the Aldrich and I did Fenlip. Um, so that's the Fenlip one. But but they are very very difficult. You have to make sure the model's like completely airtight. Like you can't have a lot of overhang on like hair. Um,
Mm-hmm.
certain hair pieces need to be taken out completely, or you need to like make a key for them so they can slot in. Um,
Yeah, there's actually a course that I wanted to take that was like ZBrush for 3D printing, where it basically tells you like when and where to use keys and just kind of like a more general
Yeah, it's
how-to sort of guide for that. Because I love 3D printing
yeah.
and then painting them.
Um, I did get pretty good at like knowing where to set up supports and stuff. Like that was one part of the process that
Hmm.
I did feel pretty comfortable in by the time I um, did the Aldrich one. But it's really time consuming. So
Oh,
I would ideally just like to pay somebody to do it because
I think the first 3D print I ever did was a Kingdom Key
uh,
way back in the day.
uh,
Because if we had our work done in the CAD stuff, we could do whatever we wanted. So since CAD is like super, I mean, it's literally like for machining parts.
uh
I was like, well, this is super simple primitives for the most part, and also cool.
yeah,
So
nice. Zul Tribal says that's straight up my job is modeling for 3D print. Hell yeah, dude. That's
nice, bro.
yeah.
Hey man, you want a second job?
Yeah,
Want some
yeah,
freelance work?
yeah. If you're looking for freelance, hit us up. Yeah. That is a much respect to you for that skill set because it is a tough one. I mean, it's a whole different beast. So yeah, hiring somebody to 3D print these honestly would be my ideal. I think in the future. I love 3D printing. I have a uh, Anycubic photon here that I really like for especially D&D stuff and minis and all that stuff. But yeah, it's a
Is that
complicated.
just a fine nose filament or is that
No,
resin?
it's resin.
Resin.
So the
I,
cool.
I really like what you can do with filament, but just the detail you get out of resin printers is
Oh
tough
yeah,
to match.
yeah, dude. The resin is really great and it's fun. Like it's fun to mess with. It's fun to try different resins. Like um, I really
Have
like
you
it.
printed in clear yet, like transparent?
No, I haven't. The only
Oh, dude, if you can find if they sell or have some sort of like demo amount or trial amount, like it would definitely be worth it, like a small print to check it out because it's really neat.
yeah, yeah.
Especially if you had like keyed certain stuff up to use like to print only effects or certain parts in the transparent resin,
Hmm.
and then add those on after the fact. Would particularly like just like a lightsaber comes to mind, and then
Yeah, yeah.
would be very neat.
I the closest thing I got was like it's not clear, but it was like a kind of fleshy, flesh toned, like translucent
Oh, like subsurfacey.
subsurfacey. Yeah, I've got a couple in the
Oh,
other room. I'll
nice.
have to pull those out next time. But some of that stuff's still packed away. But yeah, let's see. Form labs are like the powder based ones, right? No, it's resin. It's like a liquid plastic that you put um that you pour into a tub and it forms the sculpt out of the resin. It like the resin is UV sensitive and so it hardens when exposed to UV light. So the 3D printer layer by layer exposes the resin to UV light and slowly creates your 3D shape and the details like spectacular. That's kind of the draw of those. Zell Travel says, I'm sad because I went to school for game dev and I need to learn texturing badly. Um, um, yeah, well, there are a lot of good resources out there for that these days.
If you want to start in Substance Painter,
Yeah,
one of our buddies made one of the most popular tutorials for it. It might be a little outdated because it was on old Substance, but
honestly, a lot of the concepts are probably still pretty applicable.
yeah.
I'll post that in chat because that is a good link. Yeah, I I mean, it's hard for me to say because I've been working in it for a long time, but I like to think that I think Substance Painter is a good entry point into learning how to texture. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, especially I think it's um, even though Adobe bought them up, I think it's still pretty user friendly. Um, and the low skill floor, galaxy skill ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. So our good buddy here, let me throw this in chat. Our good buddy Dylan Malott made this tutorial several years ago. It's just a quick substance crash course. It's 40 minutes long, and it kind of just quickly goes over the UI and how to get really simple stuff really quick. It's a great little jump start. Um,
Pretty sure it comes with project files too,
yeah, I think you're right.
which for me was always super helpful at the start because like, well, how does this translate to what I'm doing?
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, that video is how I learned Substance Painter.
I watched it.
Yeah, like at the time I was like I could kind of sculpt, but I didn't know texturing at all either. And that's basically how I learned. Like I could Photoshop a texture. Like oh my gosh, I'm really dating myself. I
Dude, I was
put
just about to
textures in
say
Photoshop.
nudging stuff by like 2 pixels in
Yeah.
Photoshop over and over and over.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I can't believe Dylan has 3.8k subs on YouTube, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
He's
dude, the
killing it.
tutorial.
That that tutorial is like what
How many views does it
everybody
have
used
now?
when that came
I
out.
haven't clicked on it.
He was
Plus the thumbnail looked good, which is critical.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude, 415k views.
Yeah.
416 if you round up.
Yeah. Shout out to Dylan. Brain
He's an
genius.
icon. He's an
Yeah,
industry icon.
for sure. My man's is at Bungie now, so you know it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, that would be where a decent place to start, Zell. Um, oh my goodness, I feel so seen right now. Switch says I could tell you're a pro by the amount of subtools you're using in the sculpt. Oh my goodness.
You should see his Chrome tabs.
Oh, don't even. Don't even, bro.
Bro, Chrome tabbing is an art, okay? It's like Pringling, all right? You just gotta know.
What's Pringling?
Yeah.
I'm gonna regret asking that.
Oh, wait, are you for real? You don't know about Pringling?
I don't.
Do you not have Twitter?
He does.
I do.
Oh, you just missed it? Okay. So, like, sometime last year, Danny Sweeney, if you know him on Twitter or just from the game dev space, he posted these, like, fake
Like
art tutorials about Pringling. It's on, you can literally, it was so popular, it got a Know Your Meme page about it. That would
heck
be
yeah.
probably way better than me probably explaining it. But basically, the same way that people superimpose, like, the golden spiral on artwork, he basically just did that with, like, Pringle shapes. And then people like got in on the joke and started commenting on like how the masters and people even created like a fake journal page from like Da Vinci that had like Pringle drawings on it. Like it's actually hilarious.
That's awesome.
And so people would like post stuff for critique, and then people would post like a Pringle overdrawn, like Pringle overlay
Yeah.
drawings. Like, yeah, you really mastered this like Pringle shape or whatever.
Danny's
A
hilarious.
dumb joke that honestly went too far, but I was there for it, so I liked it.
So Smoish, I typically eventually will dynamesh some of these hair pieces together. The reason there's so many is most of these are hair, and kind of my hair workflow is I start with just like these tubes and slowly meld them into each other and start dynameshing. So hopefully by the end of it I'll have reduced these somewhat, but I do use a shitload of subtools. It is true. Yeah. And none of them are organized, which is just a bad habit. So, yeah, this Fearne sculpt has 222 subtools right now. So you know it's good. And honestly, probably 180 of them are her hair. Because like a lot of this is simple, like solid piece of cloth, that's one subtool, solid piece of cloth, one subtool. It's all hair and flower stuff too, flower petals.
Dude, if I end up with like 60 unnamed copy layer 21 but all in like a folder that's all caps, like head, arm, body, etc. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm just a type A person, I guess. When, as you can see from my uh, office space,
You don't have to expose yourself like that.
uh, yeah, type ADHD maybe.
Type A.
Hey. Let's see. It's hard to get sharp indents without using multiple meshes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've even got some friends that go really crazy with it, and if they're doing like animal skin or something, they'll have like two layers of the skin, like two. They'll have the base subtool duplicated, and they'll do like bumps on the one and stuff. That way, you just get like cleaner, like slightly cleaner indentations. Maybe that's hard to visualize what I'm saying, um, but yeah, there are definitely benefits to more subtools like that. Zell says I've played with Painter and Designer a bit. Where I'm getting stuck is getting high poly with normal texture maps on top of the sub D. Really need to make a simple character from start to engine. So um, you're saying, is it the kind of the baking process that you're getting stuck on, like the unwrap or the bake or that kind of stuff? Um,
I'm really gonna show my age here, but I still like and use X normal.
oh, nice.
At times,
uh,
I do still use
we
Substance has some pretty good baking stuff, but every now and then I'm like, dude, I just need a perfect AO map.
Yeah, we still have a couple old heads on Smite that still use X normal. It's respectable. I mean, it does what it does. It does the thing.
Yeah, it just looks like shareware from 1995.
Yeah. I typically bake in Marmoset actually, because
Oh yeah, I always forget about Marmoset. I actually have a license for I think two. I always forget about it.
they have a pretty good real time baker. Like you can kind of see your cage and stuff in real time and adjust it in real time. Um, and the other thing that I use for my workflow is they have a you can bake by name. So my whole workflow is I'll create my high and my low poly and set up. I have a naming convention set up for all my high and low, so it'll be like bandana high, bandana low, scarf high, scarf low, body high, body low for everything. And then when I export that and import it into Marmoset, Marmoset looks for that naming convention and will all automatically organize all that stuff into folders, um, so that you don't have to set any of that stuff up manually. Um, and it'll just know what to bake on what based on your name. All good, Kaylin. Um, Kaylin says hopping in chat while my cam is off because she's eating. Zerk made her a delicious dinner, I'm assuming.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry, I forgot I
he can
wasn't
cook
muted.
and DM.
He can cook and DM.
That's not fair.
No wonder he's already nabbed up.
Is Marmoset mostly for baking? I don't really get what the tool does. That's a good question. So Marmoset is um, actually primarily for rendering. It's a real-time renderer, and I actually use it for most of my renders. Um, if you guys want, I can bring up like a Marmoset render I've done recently.
Yeah, Marmoset is like a 3D staging app. You can add in lights. It's real time.
Yeah,
It's in my opinion the best um, option for like a real time render.
yeah.
If you just want like, especially if you have some kind of sculpt with a pedestal or just like one specific asset, it's
If you're not
head and
using,
shoulders the best in my
yeah,
opinion.
if you're not using one of these awesome new Blender things,
Blender is cracked. I forget about that.
but
Don't get me
So
started. Don't get me gassed up.
so like this is one of the things that I put together in Marmoset like last year. Um,
Pog.
and
Dropping pogs in chat.
this is one of the smite things that I did. Um, uh, this is a Hell T5 that I worked on. But Marmoset is nice because you can import animation. You can um, you can like light everything in real time, which is great. Like all these lights are real time. I can manipulate them. As I have 200 subtools, I also have like 200 lights in the scene, so I can optimize
Mm-hmm.
for that.
Well, that's the one of the huge benefits of Marmoset is different types of lights with like um what am I trying to say? Realistic settings, like you can change like the warmth and the intensity and all the stuff you would expect and want.
Yeah, exactly. It's real powerful, and like I said, it's all real time, so I can adjust like all this stuff on the fly and kind of really get the get the look I'm going for. Um, so it's primarily for that. It's primarily a rendering tool, but more recently they've put baking tools in here too. So this little bread icon, um, up, which
I
is
love
Was it
that,
really a
dude.
bread
it is
icon?
a little bread icon for a baker, and it's maybe one of these days I'll do a texture bake stream. I know that's not the most fun thing to watch, um, but basically you can load up your high and your low polys into these bake groups, and you just check what maps you want. You set your output, um, and it'll do it. And you can also adjust your cage in real time here, so you can make sure that you're not getting any. If you've baked enough 3D models, you know if your cage is too small, you get like holes in your bakes from where the high poly is clipping through your baking cage. So you can adjust that in real time as well and kind of see how big it needs to be. So anyway, all that stuff is can be done in real time. And anyway, it's a nice baker, um, so I would highly recommend that. But yeah, I use Marmoset for a lot of my rendering stuff because it's pretty powerful. I do want to switch over to Blender at some point and try out EV and cycles and all that good stuff too, because I think that stuff can probably do all of the stuff that I can do in here and probably a little bit more. But um, but yeah, that's kind of Marmoset in a nutshell. Uh, the bass just dropped for you. In the sound.
Just like a mic pop,
Oh, did
or
it?
you only getting high filter, high pass audio?
No, his cookie kicked in.
Oh, oh, jeez. Oh, okay. I'm freaking oblivious. Thank you, Kaylin, for popping in.
You're welcome.
Uh, that's awesome. When your bakes hit, uh, but yeah, I taught a class last year on texture baking, which was for CGMA because I did like a character art class, and a couple of my lectures were all on like good practices with texture bakes. It's a whole freaking it's an art form in itself, but Marmoset is pretty good at streamlining the process. But yeah, Zell, if you have any questions with that stuff, even if you just like want to DM me with questions about that stuff, feel free. I'm um, always game to try to help troubleshoot texture bakes or any of that stuff you're having trouble with. No worries, Smoich. If you need to take care of that, go for it, dude. Awesome. Yep. Yep. Have a good night, dude. Thanks for popping in. Sometimes them edibles hit hard. Um, I can't tell if you guys aren't moving or if your webcams are frozen. No, you're just not moving.
Deep in thought.
Oh, well, forgive me, man. I'm conserving energy.
These calories aren't gonna burn themselves, Kai.
Want to
You,
see some labyrinth stuff, Ty?
yeah, bro.
Kind of goofing off with things. I added some enemies to chase you around.
Really? Let me see if I can. Oh, actually, if you stream it in Discord, I think I could bring it up on the main screen. Your sound just cut out there, Kai.
Is anybody else's Twitter not working right now?
Twitter? Who uses Twitter? Not me. I do. I do use a lot of Twitter. Like way too much.
Dude, I actually installed Twitter because way back when it was like the place to go for like game dev socializing outside of like forums and stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody was Twitter.
Yeah. Same. That was kind of like
I literally made a Twitter
yeah.
because I was getting into game dev.
It's good for that for sure. There's a lot of good game devs on. Yeah, Kai, did you want to bring that up? I can pull you up here.
Can you see that? Curious how this will work with stream.
Yeah, so it might do some funky stuff with our webcams, but that's okay.
Yeah, I see it pushed everyone around.
Let me just full screen. It will be just because the stupid way that I have this set up, but we'll get this working. Can I full screen out of here? Otherwise, maybe we could do it on Hangouts or something.
Double click.
Oh, here it goes.
Is it that easy?
I think I can pop it out.
Should be a full screen in the bottom right hand corner.
Yes, there is. Okay. Here, let me put it on the big screen. Check out
So it's
what
hard.
Kyle's working on.
Unreal Engine.
And
Yeah, we're all the way back in UE4.
for the moment, I'll just hide our cams since they're all screwed up anyway.
We're down at the bottom.
Let's go, dude.
So planter box. This will be the home base, and this will take you to one of the dungeons.
Nice.
Kai, do you want to talk about this project a little bit and just kind of talk about what we've been working on here and what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing like a little procedural dungeon, kind of like a roguelite type thing, which are really in these days.
Yeah, they are. There's a great sale on Steam right now. If you guys are looking,
Oh yeah, roguelite sale.
that are really
Yeah.
good.
So these guys will gotta make the delay retriggerable. They'll look at you and then wait,
Oh shit,
and then
dude.
chase you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then if you get far enough away, they'll go back to where they started.
Sure. It's like set spawn point kind of thing.
Do they have HP?
No, they don't. They're just dumb little follow bots right now.
Uh-huh.
You
Well,
can
I
do
mean,
this though.
will that enemy have HP? Because my
Yeah.
question then would be, does resetting them also reset HP?
No, I don't think so. Probably there won't be an actual like resetting them or something. They'll probably go back to a patrol path or something
That's
if we
so cool.
do anything like that.
Is this set up with behavior trees or is it set up with blueprints or?
This is just blueprint. This is just the dumbest box of rocks. They don't even care about collision. Look at that.
Oh,
They
nice.
don't even care.
Dang,
These
bro,
boys aren't
blueprints are so
pathfinding. They're
cool,
lerping right
man.
now.
That's cool though.
These boys are lerping.
Is this one of your procedurally generated like levels too?
Yeah, this is
Oh, sick. Yeah.
and then we can wire this up to have
Beautiful.
other stuff in it. But
Zerk and I were talking about working on a little thing like this, and I had literally, still do, have the Pinterest board with like thousands of stuff split into folders. And one day he hits me up in DMs and he's like, we're never gonna make that right, and it like crushed
Bro.
my soul into the galaxy.
so
Goodness, dude.
I still pin.
if anyone's watching this, check out oh here, let me I was gonna share my actual screen. Yeah, here, let me share my monitor so I can share this guy's stuff.
Yeah, bro.
screen one. So all the if this looks cool to you guys, this procedural dungeon stuff, this is basically the work of a guy named Toadnet, I believe.
ToadNet.
Toadnet, this guy,
Sick.
criminally low uh, subscriber count.
Cool.
So it's a
Search
really
that.
long tutorial series, but he goes pretty in depth. And if you're looking for something intermediary with blueprints, like if you think you understand the basics of blueprints and are pretty good at navigating it, this is a good breakdown of procedural component development and stuff like that.
Nice, dude.
So this is the actual blueprints. Ignore all these extra boxes. Yeah, they'll clear after a couple seconds.
Hmm.
Comes with he shows you how to set up editor tools and stuff like that. We can refresh this for new seeds. Um, he has a great portion about setting up these debug UI stuff.
Hmm.
This stuff will clear in a second. This shouldn't actually show in the actual, but showing you how the hallways are generated and which ones it tried to generate and failed and stuff like that. It's a
Nice.
fantastic tutorial. I can't recommend it enough. ToadNet, just look up UE4 procedural dungeon. Pretty long videos.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude.
They're definitely worth it. So we'll set dress this and probably rework it a little bit so we get the actual dungeons that we want. But the where's the actual event graph?
Nice.
This is it
Generate
looks
first room.
yeah, it looks complicated.
I'm just
But
like,
it's not
yeah,
that
reading through the
bad.
comments there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Generate first room can generate another room. Yeah.
So
Location.
this is all tile based, and there's different ways to do procedural generation. The way this one does it is it generates room 0, and then tries to find a best position for the second room, generates that room, tries to find a best position for the third room, generates that one. There are different methods that'll do like the whole dungeon at once,
That's
which
sick.
is really cool.
Yeah.
And I think since I have new seed, I can. Yeah,
Oh, check that out. Yeah. So you can
yeah,
just pop through.
yeah. Because every time this is set up in the also, this is a great way to learn how to use the construction scripts because
Yeah.
this is all set up in the construction script, which means it doesn't happen uh, at runtime. All of this happens outside runtime.
Hmm.
Uh, so
So
yeah,
what I kind of imagine we might do with something like this eventually is use it to generate a ton of dungeon tiles, right? And then we'll kind of go through and pick the ones we really really like because you said these were all like numerically based, so we can always go back to a seed that we like, right?
yeah. There's a thing in Unreal called from stream. So you could do you could do random integer, or you could do random integer from stream.
Hmm.
And what stream lets you do is basically just come up with a seed so that every time this random generation gets run, the same seed makes sure this is the same integer that gets generated. Uh,
Nice.
so
Um,
yeah,
so
it's pretty
yeah,
cool.
I can imagine where we'll take the seeds we really like and get and set dress those, and we could do a little bit of that dressing procedurally, but I imagine we'll want to like hand place a lot of that stuff. Um, but it'll be a good way to like quickly iterate on different level chunks and stuff.
I think this one of the things that I added outside of this tutorial was room categories.
Hmm.
Let's see. I think we refresh. We do this. We do populate at runtime. So let's do a new seed.
That reminds me, I gotta get our source control up and running again because um I don't have it working on the new router yet. So, but we'll have to get this into some of the blueprints I've set up. Do the old Ghost in the Shell merge, the mind merge.
The fusion dance.
Yeah, the fusion dance. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite lines in Ghost in the Shell. We will merge. It's great.
Really
Merger.
cool
I
tutorial.
hardly know her.
If you guys got the time for an intermediary blueprint tutorial, check out ToadNet stuff.
Heck yeah, dude. It's awesome.
That's it.
Nice. I'll have to, yeah, I'll have to pull up some of the stuff I worked on for that as well, cause at some point, 'cause I did get a little bit of like behavior tree stuff working, and um, like I did figure out some cool AI stuff, so it could be fun. Shit, I just broke our Discord thing. Bad. It's because I popped out. How do I pop it back in?
It's in the top right, I think.
Just gonna. There we go. That fixed it. Sec.
Maybe you just close it and then click back on the like stream window.
Yeah, I messed up.
You done messed up, AA Ron.
You goofied.
Okay, well,
Borscht.
mess with that. Messed it all. Just gotta get OBS. Figure out where to look. That almost worked. I got half of us back.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I just didn't get Kyle or Dan back. But
Don't bring me back. I don't have my shirt on.
I
It's
know
so
this.
hot in here.
Stop, dude. Oh my goodness. Right. One moment. Bear with me. Just got it. Just gonna have to duplicate you guys back into the scene here.
Or what?
There we go. Now we got two Kaylins. Alright, we're getting there. Alright. There we go. Okay. Alright. We'll duplicate that. Get back in here. Hey, Dan. So I figure we'll stream for a little bit longer, maybe till, I don't know, 10 or so.
Yeah, I'll probably dip around 10.
Sounds good. Alright. Sculpting. But making pretty good progress here. I think off stream I'm gonna do some of that costumey stuff. Um, I just like staying in ZBrush for most of the streams because that's the pretty part. So going in Max and like making
Dude,
splines.
no one wants to look at blueprint graphs on a Twitch stream, dude. No one wants anything to do with that.
That's not even true, dude. I've been to dev Twitch, and honestly, it's pretty hopping in there. It's pretty cool. They've got a lot of good engine work happening over there.
Did you guys ever watch any of like the Unreal live streams? Like
Oh
there
yeah,
was one recently.
yeah. Those are usually pretty good. They could do good demos and stuff in those.
Yeah.
But yeah, building splines in Max isn't like the most fun to watch. So
I don't know if you customize the UI to have fun colors, it can be.
that's true. Just spaghetti.
Or like just keep a window up with like like a pure ref window on top that's just like looking good.
Yeah, yeah,
So there's a little something visual because Mac UI is a little gray on gray,
yeah.
uh, heavy text,
100%.
except for the window.
I also my Max UI is also messed up right now, so it's like really the background in the viewport is really dark, and I cannot figure out for the how to get it working again. So that it's just like a nice light gray or something. I've changed all the settings. I've gone in and done it, and it just won't change.
Uh,
Might be a bug in the new Max. I'm not sure.
it definitely could be, but have you saved your UI layout?
Um, no, but maybe I should.
Um, yeah, try that. You can Google it. It takes 2 seconds. I don't remember the exact step to get there.
Yeah.
Um, but you basically set up everything exactly how you want it, and then you save the file name as max start into like one of the like program files
Hmm.
folders, and then it will use that every time as your like base scene when you open it, which is really nice.
Yeah. I'll check that out, Dan. Thanks. Caitlin, what did Zerk make? I don't know if
Unless it's a secret.
Okay. I was double muted. He made chicken noodle soup.
let's go.
It's rainy and cold here, so it worked out well.
It's raining and hot here.
Gross.
It's
It's it mostly kind of tries to get warm here, but then it gets cold immediately after. So
that's that's how it is here too. It's all right.
Are you guys in Michigan or Illinois?
Illinois.
Cool, 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 cool.
Not super far from you.
Not super far. All right, how close are you guys to Cedar Point? Because that could be a sick trip. Ohio
Uh,
coast.
let's see.
Probably like 4 hours, maybe more. I'm not a great
Google,
estimator.
it's 6 hours.
6.
Google told me it couldn't calculate the walking distance. I was like,
Wow.
I hope not. That's kind of far.
Just like a couple weeks of walking.
Yeah, we're like a couple hours south of Chicago.
Okay.
um, so have you guys? Well, I know Kyle's been in my art streams. Have any of you guys seen any of my art streams previously, by chance?
I have not.
That's okay. It's not a trick question or anything. The reason I ask is because usually towards the end of my art streams, um, if there's anybody in chat who's working on something or wants feedback on something, I usually put the call out um, and say, feel free to post a whip in chat if you want us to take a look at it, because we're
Yeah, I was a Goon Squad regular, so.
that's right, yeah,
Oil Change also has a good point in chat. In the top right of Max, there are different UI layouts that you can like have saved.
cool. I'll cycle through those as well. Here, let me actually I have Max open, because I was gonna work on it in here tonight, but right, so they got the workspaces default up here. Yeah, see, this is my issue right now is that all my viewports are like totally black background, and I've gone in here and done like customize UI, um,
That is
and done all
super
of that.
weird.
So I went in here, I went into viewports, uh, background, and you can even see like the color. I changed the color here. I changed the theme. Like I've tried all that, and it's still giving me just a totally black.
And did the models look fine?
The models look fine, and
They're not
honestly,
like darkly shaded or
no, they're fine. I have like a crappy shader on here at the moment, but
sure.
if I just put the gray shader on it, it looks fine. And what I've been using to get around it is I use clay shader a lot anyway, so I can go into clay and look at it this way, and it's fine.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Turn clay back to standard and then or back to default or whatever, and then under standard, see if you can go to like model helper. I forget what it's called. In the middle.
lights and shadows. See a model unless it's
Sorry, that's under that's under the
model
shading, I
assist,
believe.
right? You know that would be fine. That's all I really need. That's a good
Model
gradient.
assist, yeah.
Yeah.
Although that should be a soft gradient. That shouldn't be flat gray. But model assist is what I usually work in.
No, this is fine, honestly. Um, as long as I have, because it's just the really dark background, it gets hard to see like
Yeah.
how my
Is the
normals look.
scale that small
It's
or?
really tiny, yeah. It's ZBrush scale, so it came in like
Gotcha.
super tiny.
What are your default max units?
Uh,
Centimeters?
normal.
Default units?
No, I just use default units for everything pretty much. Um, but ZBrush units are notoriously tiny and kind of broken and don't conform to any good standards. So, and when I started doing these busts, I started them in ZBrush, even the original ones. So now when I copy and paste like a tool to start from with these, like they're all in that crappy ZBrush scale. I should really just scale them all. But
Under export settings, can't you change? Well, it's
uh,
funny. It's funny. Oil change that what you said also applied to 3ds Max.
yeah, I use GoZ typically to get ZBrush to max, and no rules apply to that. So
Do I need to export my PureRef?
no,
Export scene or all images, or just I can just give you the
you could just save it.
PureRef?
I think you could just send me your PRef.
All right, I'll try it. I'm about to DM you.
I'm pretty sure I've done that before. So yeah, oil change says sorry. I thought you were talking ZBrush. Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, ZBrush does have like the
I'm gonna have to Google
UI.
Drive you this link. It's too powerful for
It's
Discord.
yeah, anything with a lot of images is probably gonna Discord's rules. Ugh. Need to put like, yeah, this bun is very cool, but it needs like something to break it up. Like, I'm not gonna do flowers because I've been doing lots of flowers for Fearne, but maybe some medallions or just some ties or tie in like a little soft or find something to break up the color.
Okay, I sent you the Cade PureRef.
Nice, dude. Thank you. Yeah,
Yes,
we'll
sir.
next stream I'll probably start Cade off stream and just get a couple base proportions knocked out. And then next art
No,
stream.
that's unacceptable. You have to do it all
I
where I can
can't.
watch.
I can't. Uh, I'm sculpt shy. I'm not. I could do it, but a lot of
No,
times.
yeah, I would much rather you have something.
Yeah, yeah. But we'll look at that next time. Yo, thank you
Yeah,
for the
that's
follow,
cool.
Zell Tribal. Appreciate it. Yeah, Zell, give me a shout if you want to talk texturing sometime. I'm on Twitter. I look at my DMs, so if you want to DM me on Twitter um or anything like that, feel free. Um, but
Will you read my DM
I always read
if I DM you?
Kai's DMs. Kai sends me memes on Instagram, so
I try to. I spend too much time on that gosh darn Instagram.
yeah,
Get me
Me
out.
too. It's
Get me out.
the main social media that I have.
yeah.
I'll lay down on the couch and start flipping through it, and I'll be like,
Bro.
it'll be 30 minutes later, and I'll feel like I just laid down. I'll feel like I
I
Yeah.
just.
know.
I'm real bad. Like the algorithm has really got me good. Like I've gotten all my interests honed at this point. Like I don't usually get any kind of clickbait garbage or
Dude,
weird stuff. So.
Twitter will not stop advertising freaking dice to me now because I click every single one. I can't help myself, but I click every single Etsy shop for cool dice, and so now it just like feeds me that stuff constantly. That's how I found the dice that I got with the flowers in them that I sent you guys pictures of.
Yeah. They're
Uh,
so nice though, dude.
I know, stupid things. Shout out to I remember what their name is.
Shout out to my barber.
Shout out to my barber. Shout out to my dice maker. Um, um, but they do. I can find them real quick. Cause I know his name's James, but he has a
Oh,
better.
James Dice Maker.
No, 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 no.
Oh, that dice maker. I didn't know it was. I didn't know you were talking about James.
Yeah.
Two crit to quit at two crit to quit on Twitter. Does amazing looking. I'm gonna link this in chat actually. Does amazing looking dice. And they're affordable, and he does drops every few weeks. So definitely worth checking that stuff. Let's see. Just lost my Twitch browser, so
Wow.
maybe I won't put it in chat. I will give it a sec. Just gotta find it. There we go. Yeah, check out James's shop. Really, really good stuff. Uh, yeah, Zell. Uh, yeah, and thanks for checking out the stream and everything. I am a big sucker for dice. I always made fun of targeted ads like that, and then they started showing me dice.
If you're ever curious that your phone is listening to you or not, just start talking about like just randomly say an unrelated noun in the middle of regular sentences while your phone is close to you.
Dude, that stuff drives me nuts. And I know
My,
I'll yeah, go ahead. Go
yeah, I'm gonna say my coworker and I tried it out. We literally just talked about like spoons and cutlery and silverware
Uh-huh.
and like keywords surrounding them for like 3 minutes while we just held his phone in between us. And he was like, dude, 2 days later, I got ads for like a silverware set. And we both were like, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, it's unreal.
Alicia and I were talking about electric mowers one day, and then that night saw an ad for one. And I haven't seen it before or since. So
Yeah, it's like, why would I get that? I didn't search for it. I didn't.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff's weird. No, no.
Little crinky dink, if I'm honest.
Yeah. So I think next art stream, I wish I'll probably. Do you guys want to? If you guys want to join me for art streams, this was awesome. So anytime y'all want to do it, it is. I'd much rather do it this way and have y'all here than me listening to myself talk for 3 hours. But
Yeah, it's definitely easier to carry on a conversation than to like try to drum up something.
100%. So um, I was thinking, you know, I might. I, I've been streaming on like Tuesdays. Well, we do our stream on Tuesdays and then a stream on Thursdays. Um, if y'all want to do that, maybe we'll talk about that. But um, y'all are very, very much welcome. 'Cause this was a blast, honestly. So
Yeah, this has been really cool, and it gives me something to do while I'm working on boring stuff.
yeah, yeah, totally. Um,
Yes.
cool.
I don't know if we'll make it this Thursday. We're gonna go watch Everywhere
Doctor
All
Strange.
at Once or something like
Oh,
that.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
I've actually
Everything
heard it was
Everywhere All at
mega
Once.
good, but
Yeah. We're gonna go watch it with some friends, probably about the time, probably about 8 your guys' time. So
Yeah, that sounds good. Um, I don't. So Dan, you said you probably won't be able to play next week, right?
yeah, I have family visiting from Italy.
Okay. So
They get in tomorrow.
so we
Um,
so we might not play next week, but maybe if we don't play D&D, another art stream or something.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. Yeah. And I've set up my streams before too, where sometimes I think like Hangouts is pretty decent for this kind of thing, though. There's probably something
dude,
better. Um, just so we can all, if y'all want to screen share something you're working on, y'all are welcome to do that too.
I miss the old AIP hangout.
Yeah, yeah.
That used to be really.
We,
It was just Discord before Discord, honestly.
uh-huh. We might be able to do it on Discord. I'd just have to think about set it up. But either way, that'd be super cool. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream then. I really appreciate um the people that came out. Again, congrats to the party on affiliate. Super hype. So we got to get our rewards figured out and everything. So if anybody has any suggestions for that, feel free to send them our way. But otherwise, feel free to um, to give us a follow and all that. And we really appreciate y'all stopping by.
Yeah, especially for whenever we get to play again. Right tonight, we have someone out with COVID. So if you, especially if you know D&D rules really well, we'd love it if you pop in and just tell us what we do wrong.
Yeah, tell the DM what he's doing wrong because he has
Yeah,
no idea
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
yeah.
going.
We need someone to keep him accountable
we need
that he can't kill in the campaign.
we need DM hecklers within reason because he's also a chat mod. So watch your
I'll unban
words.
you. I'll protect you. Just like Gregorio, I'll be the shield
Oh, Dan,
against the storm.
you're horrible. But yeah, but we'll get back to um, playing here soon. But in the meantime, get some cool art for everybody to enjoy. So, alrighty, everybody. Night.
Bye.
See you, gamers. Have a good night.